And we are live. Adventures
What's
of
good?
Travelin continues, and I am with DJ Tat Money from
What's
Philadelphia, the
good? What's
Philadelphia
good? What's
legend.
good? What's
And you are
good?
the first person, first DJ, first international DJ to ever headline out here in Bangkok. Back in the day, what was it, 2001, 2002, somewhere around there?
Three.
2003. Wow.
Yes, yes,
It's been
yes.
over 20 years since I've seen you, my brother. Wow, it's good to see you.
Woo! Word
Welcome to
up. Word up.
my little podcast thing. Trying to act like some Joe Rogan on some DJ shit. You know how it is. Um,
Word up.
yeah, I'm chronicling my adventures over the last 25 years here in Bangkok. Next month, March 3rd, will be
KK.
25 years. And we brought
Mm,
you out here the days before Serato, the days of vinyl and real turntablism. And you
facts.
were always on my list because you were one of the DJs that inspired me to become a DJ. It all
That's
goes
what's
back
up.
to Sound the Market, buying your mixtapes and listening
Mm.
to you cut it up and trying to figure out how you were doing it and 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 figuring out how the hell I'm gonna afford a pair of these turntables and mixers in that store someday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Sound the Market. It's the old school stores in Philly are all disappearing,
Word
as
up.
well
Funko
as
Mart.
as well as all our DJs. I mean, we just lost Gary O and Kid Swift. Rest in peace
Yeah,
to
man.
those brothers.
Yeah,
You know,
God.
we still getting old, but we still doing it, man. We still do. You
Facts,
still
man.
doing it. I see you on
Facts.
Facebook. You still doing it. You still
It's
traveling all over. You
absolutely
still
Instagram, you know.
yeah. Where was your last gig at? What have you been up to?
Man, I've been everywhere. Golly, where do I start? I just got back from Cancun. We did a big thing out there. Me and the alumni. That's Chubb Rock, Moni Love, Special Ed, Kwame, and Dana Dane. So, and well, Greg Nice, he subs in as well. If Special Ed is not there, we got Greg Nice from Nice
Wow.
and Smooth. Yeah. So,
Of course, I know who Greg Nice is. Yes, a legend, a legend. Yeah,
word. Yeah,
you
we
know,
we've been everywhere from freaking here to London. It's been crazy, man. I mean, last gig was in golly, Fort Lauderdale, Cancun, Texas. Shit, man, we've been rolling. We've been rolling.
still doing it, still doing it.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
How many years? How many years you think you've been in the culture now?
40.
40 years. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
40,
we get
40 years.
and I can proudly say now I'm part of the Zulu Nation because of Africa Islam and Ice T. So I'm
Word
trying
up.
to rep that out here, and I'm always still trying to book DJs out here. I'd love to bring you back out sometime, but the culture has changed, but we still doing this.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You come
Word
from the
up.
days of Philly's Hilltop Hustlers, Steady being Cool C, working with KRS on his legendary tracks.
Yes, sir.
Um, who are you an official DJ for anybody right now?
For Kwame and the alumni. That's the name of the group. Our official name is, the alumni. So that's what we go by. All the cats I just named, Chubb and Moni. Yeah, the alumni. So we've
Wow,
been doing that
is
for God, like 13 years now. We've been traveling.
wow is Kwame still wearing the polka dots?
He does it nostalgically. Yeah, it's kind of like,
Wow,
just like let me bring him back to the dots. That's kind of his thing. Let me just rock them dots.
that's always been his thing. Have you had any conversations with Steady B?
Interesting enough, yes, I have. He's possibly getting out soon. So we've been talking. I talked to him. It was last week. I talked to him. Yeah.
Wow.
So we had
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. I talk to him pretty often, because he gets these like video calls, cards and whatnot, where he can talk. He can have like a Zoom call, whatnot. So we'll get on there for like an hour or so. Pretty dope, man. Pretty dope stuff. It's cool because it gives him like some kind of hope and just energy, good energy. You know what I mean? Because we haven't talked in. I mean, I ain't seen him in like probably 30 years.
Yeah.
I
Well,
haven't
for,
seen
for
him.
those that don't know, he robbed a bank and there was a shooting. Actually, he robbed my bank.
What?
Yeah, he robbed my bank like a week
Say
after I was there.
word.
It was at Temple University, and
Mm,
yeah, that was shocking to me. That it still shocks me, and I was still back in Philly back then. So yeah, I mean, he's been in
word.
jail a long time
Yeah,
for
that was
that.
like 90, 96, I believe.
Yeah,
Next
that
next
was
year is 30 years.
wow.
Hmm.
How many more years does he have?
So in that kind of situation, they gave him natural life, being as
Okay.
though he was the getaway driver, allegedly, whatever. So he um he didn't actually do anything but accomplice, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm up on the laws a little taste here or there. Been around a little bit, so you hear things, know things, whatever. But yeah, so accessory to it, that kind of thing. So yeah, so they're gonna anytime it's conspiracy, you kind of stuck with whoever got what. You get in kind of the same situation. Kulsi got death, but that got commuted. So because the ex governor, he wasn't down with the whole death penalty thing, so he
Oh, okay.
he kind of he got rid of that. So he'll also have natural life. In other words,
So it was Cool C who fired off the shots
allegedly. I mean, I wasn't there.
allegedly.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't know.
I'm
But
glad you wasn't there, my brother. I'm glad you wasn't
me,
there. But yeah, that shocked the whole Philadelphia hip hop community. Yeah, I
and
mean,
me
yeah.
too. Shocked the hell out of me. I was like, everybody was like, "Yo, you see what?" I mean, dude, it's all over the TV. Remember, we're in videos together. All those years, we did 7 albums together. We did 7 albums together.
I
Seven.
mean,
We did.
they started the hip hop game in Philly practically.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
gives Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince kind of the credit,
Uh huh.
but
Uh huh.
we know coming from Philly, that was the foundation. That was part of
Facts.
the foundation.
Facts. Facts. Hmm.
And where exactly in Philly did you grow up?
I'm out of Winfield, so I'm
Okay.
West. I'm West Philadelphia, born and raised. But then after a while, parents broke up, and I moved to the burbs. Where I live at now. So you know, Delco to the
Yeah.
death, I guess. So you know,
Well, we all bird gang to the death. So the Super Bowl is coming up, and
man,
it's an exciting time in Philly. I just read about that 18-year-old kid that died at Temple, falling off
yeah, I
that
saw
grease
that.
pole. I
I
mean,
saw that.
we all done our dumb stuff when we were 18 and drunk, and it's amazing to me that he took a fall like that, but I'm sure the celebration was out of the world. Everybody was partying. I heard guns went off, and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
typical Philly dumb. I miss my Broad Street sign. I used to have one that I stole. It's
Oh,
way past
that
the
you
way
borrowed.
past. Yeah, I can't get called for that anymore. But yeah, I had a Temple flag and a Broad Street sign, and we did some crazy things on Broad Street back in the day. But
Facts.
yeah, it's amazing that you've been in this game for 40 years now.
Hmm.
Um, and seeing all the changes,
Oh man.
and probably 95 is when I got hip to you, and those mixtapes came out. Do you
Hmm.
still do them?
I haven't done one in a while. It's just the whole music changeover. Like you said, when it changed, I ran with the energy back then. It was just about the energy and Redman and DOS Effects and all those cats were putting out great music, and it was just like, wow, look at this. This is, and it amps you up to go ahead and create something. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. So we getting back to that. I'm gonna go back to some mixtape because people are asking me on Instagram about it. You really can't like per se sell them, so you got to kind of do it kind of slick. Give it away or whatever, and sell a
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm on Zulu Nation Radio now, out of Colorado,
Fire.
and I record my sets when I'm out in the club, and I just put them out there. Just on Mixcloud. People can download me on Mixcloud, and I
Exactly.
put out a set
Exactly.
every couple of weeks, and record my radio shows in the club, basically.
Hmm.
And we still doing it. Q Bar is closed now. It's odd. It's a grocery store, and the liquor the liquor section. The liquor section is my old office, and yeah, it's the club scene even in Thailand has changed, but the hip hop
Mm.
scene from the beginning, from when we brought you guys out, it's still continuing. And Pattaya Walking Street is all full of hip hop clubs now. It's crazy that hip hop took over, and I had the foresight to get out here early. Um,
Yes, you got toes to the
and
ground, like boom.
yeah, it's been a journey, and now I'm trying to record it because I'm pushing 50 myself now, and Africa Islam has moved out here. Peace to
I
him. He's
heard.
just got
I heard.
yeah, he's living full time with the wife and kids, and he got himself a house this week, and he's doing well.
Mm,
And everybody's calling me from the States, like, how the hell can I get out of America now? With all the issues back home,
mm,
and
mm.
I just worry about the state of hip hop and how people are doing back there. And it's good to reconnect with you after so many years. I was like thinking of the people that really pushed me along in my journey, and and
Hmm.
uh, and how and everybody that I've known over the years that I really need to talk to because we ain't gonna be here forever. So
Facts.
we got
We gotta
it was
connect.
the fact that we lost Kid Swift this week and Gary O not long ago was like those were guys that were heavy when I got into radio in Philly, working at B101 and
Hmm.
MMR and Jam and Gold and those places. I was always listening to Gary O for like inspiration.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
the old school cats that were foundations. Lady B,
Hmm.
and it's good to see almost all of them are still doing it. It's good to see a resurrection and an
Yeah.
appreciation for all the old school now, finally, with the 50 years of hip hop just passing.
Yep.
And what do you see in the future for hip hop? Is Philly still Philly was that underground gritty sound that competed so much with New York.
For sure.
um, I'm not there anymore, so everything.
Hmm.
Luckily, I have the internet now. When we came out here, when you came out here, we didn't have much of an internet. Um,
Facts. It was slower. Yeah.
it's I we had to bring the vinyl. I had to ship it over here or go back to get the hot tunes.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
now it's
Yeah.
like, you know, oh, this is
It's
what the kids
instant.
are listening to on hip hop, on TikTok, and Facebook, and even Facebook now is for old people. I don't even understand that anymore. You know, do you have hope for the future of Philly hip hop?
I do. I mean, I don't really call it Philly hip hop because I mean, we've done some stuff, man. I mean, we came out, then you got Eve that came out behind us. You got Beanie Siegel that came out behind us, who was Freeway. I mean, down the line, you know what I mean? PD Crack, cats that really impacted the game. I mean, it was down with Jay-Z. So I don't even I don't even
I,
put Philly hip hop in the two words together much anymore. I just say hip hop. I mean, because we always said hip hop anyway. We from Philly. Me and Boo, we used to be like steady. We should be like, yeah, we Philly, this, that, da, 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 da. But I think you kind of differentiate yourself from people, from others, and you separate in a sense. And I really don't want to separate because let me just tell it to you like this. When I go to New York, they be like, yo, you badass on them turntables. They don't say, oh, you guy from Philly, da, da. They may say that, but they want to be included. They want to be like, yo, I'm down with that cat because this cat, he doing that thing. You know what I mean? Because when I show out, I show out. I'm coming. I ain't playing around. I ain't coming to be like, yeah, well, I had to take care of the kid. Man, what? Get out of here with that. I'm gonna come with that next level. When you see me again, I don't care how long I've been in hip hop. It's like elevate. You know what I mean? It's like that wine. It gets better with time. So I should get better. That's the way I see it. I mean, when I see cats that's before me, and I'm like, if they half-assing or whatever the case, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna live off my name. Nah, man, you ain't seeing
I
me
mean,
live off my name. Mm-mm.
you and Cash Money and Jazzy Jeff were like the three foundations. But Jeff and Cash obviously, won a lot of awards and got big on it.
Hmm.
Were you ever in the battle scene as far as going for DMC or anything like that?
I was in New Music Seminar. I was in it twice. I went in there twice. So long story short, short story brief. I got in it when we did the What's My Name album, and I wasn't actually supposed to even be in it from what I understand. We were doing the album What's My Name, which had like Use Me and Believe Me That's Bad, Don't Disturb This Groove, the Rocket Music, my record had a bunch of good joints on it. So it was like their breakthrough album right before the KRS one, Let the Hustlers Play. But in any event, so I put everything into that album. I'm in it doing the album. I put my, blood, sweat, and tears into it. And the album did okay. I mean, Jive didn't like give it that lift like they should have, that we thought. We thought no videos, no nothing. They just put the records out. And I'm like, all right, no videos, whatever, whatever. But in any event, as soon as we got done the album, my manager goes, yeah, we're going to New York. We're going to New Music Seminar. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going. All right, cool. All right, yeah, so we're going and you're going to be in it. And I'm just like, going to be in it. This is the year that Cash won. This was 88. So Jeff won it the year before. Cash won it 88. That year, when I got in it, I wasn't prepared for anything. I was making records. So I was in studio mode. So I got there and it was just like, all right. So the following year, I had a chip on my shoulder, kind of like the Eagles. It's like you got there, you didn't realize you was getting there. All right, following year, I was prepared. I was 100% prepared. But a lot of people don't know this story. But I'll just say it this way. I got to the semifinals, and from what I understand, I guess the cats in control of the seminar, some are not here anymore, and whatever. But in any event, I heard that Scratch was going to win it. I heard this before I got in it. And I'm like, really? So I didn't take that as he's getting pushed to the top. I didn't take that as that. I took that as, okay, well, we're going to see. You know what I mean? But however it goes, I go up against
the politics.
I go up against All Star Fresh. Okay. He does a routine from the year before. He does Cash's routine. Bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. I did this dope ass routine. I forget what it's, something bass. How low can you go? How low can you go? And I had a like a ball hat on my head. The old school Scully type with the ball on the top. And I had it on my head, freaking blazing in there. And I had on shorts. Everybody was like blazing hot in there. And I had this hat. Everybody's looking at me like, what the fuck is what the? And I'm up there, bass. How low can you go? How low can you go? And I pulled the hat over my eyes and I spun around and the house went bananas. It was in the Ritz in New York. In any event, he did another routine. I did another routine. And obviously they were like, whoa, you like the better DJ. Now, to be honest, when I started, you got nerves. You're going to be a little nervous because you're just starting and you're thinking about last year and all that kind of stuff. But when I first started, I started with, pretty good. I started out real good. You know what I mean? I cut up some nice joints. Cash was there. Jeff was there. Lady B was there. And they were actually judges. When it came to the semifinals, they pulled them off. They said, we no longer need you as judges. So what does that tell you? We don't need you as judges because they see another Philly, DJ, they're going to vote for me. They took them off the panel. I go up against All Star Fresh. It was the DJ battle, the MC battle. So the DJ battle went first, then they go to the MC battle, and then they announce who won the DJ battle. So Biz and Daddy O were hosts. So Biz gets on the mic after All Star Fresh and I go. And I mean, I'm at my best now because I was a little antsy at first. Like, all right, which routine I'm gonna do first against who? But I'm dusting out the way. Next one. Now I'm knocking him out. I get to All Star Fresh, and he's up there with his hair bouncing or whatever, and he laughs and jokes about it. I mean, I don't care nothing about it. It didn't make him. It really actually helped me a lot, to be honest. But he has a running joke. He has a promoter guy over in he lives in Amsterdam. So this guy in Amsterdam brings me over, DJ Rise. He brings me over quite often, and he tells Rise, tell Tad I said what's up. Hey, ha ha ha. He laughs about it, whatever, because he knows he didn't win. It was like a gift. So Biz gets on the mic and goes, "Oh, we got the announcer. We're gonna announce the DJ battle winner. Blah 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 blah, and is All Star Fresh." And he does one of them and everybody goes ha 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 ha. They do that, and I'm laughing. I'm behind the turntables. I'm getting ready for the next set for the finals because it's supposed to be now. I guess it's gonna be me and Scratch. So he goes and he looks around. And everybody's like, "Wait, he's not joking. He's serious." And then you hear nothing but boo, 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 and it's like this 10-minute intermission of booze and then people throwing stuff and it's fixed. Get out of here, whatever. And they didn't even want to see the finals. They was like, whatever after that. And it got heated. Like Cash got up there. He was like talking to them, man, F that, my man won this, that, and that. I let it go. I was like, whatever, man. All right, I'm not coming back. The following year, Miz won. Because I guess he got cool with whoever, Clark Kent, because he was in touch with it and this one, that one, boom, boom, boom. I wasn't doing all that shit. I came to rock. You know what I mean? I came to rock. I wasn't doing all that. I know Clark. That was my man. God bless him. Rest in peace. That was my dude right there. But Clark was absolutely.
Biz is gone too, man. This is just too much. I actually had Biz out here probably for his last international show.
Wow.
He did Japan, and then he came here, and then he went home, and that was like a couple months later. I found out he was sick, and then he was gone. It was just shocking. It's way too young. Way too young.
Very. I had just talked to him. Jess, we was talking about this whole Rock the Bells, who cut it up. Wait a minute, call me. He's doing that. I hit him up, and we start going over it. Now, Chad, I'm like, man, you funny as heck, man. Funny.
Yeah,
Crazy.
That was amazing having him here. That was one of my last shows at Q Bar as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was. I still have the magazines. I still have the bag from the Q Bar Bangkok. Man, me and John talked.
Wow.
Me and John talked about this just yesterday. I was in his studio yesterday. And we were talking about you. Yeah, he was showing me the video. He showed me the video. You told me I would never forget it. You were like, I was there 11 days. You were like, come to Bangkok. He said, you're going to have a hell of a time here. He was like, I'm like, I've never been to Japan. He was like, okay, come to Bangkok. I listened to you. But at the same time, I split the time up because, I had that date there. So they were like, look, you can't do any more dates anywhere in the vicinity, Well, it's far away. It's far enough away, I guess. So I'm glad you did book me there because they never did book me again in Shibuya or whatever. So I went there, did that date. It was love. It was great. Came to you, and I was just like, wow. I lost like 11 pounds when I went out there. 11 pounds. Just like that. Just from the lifestyle.
Look how skinny I am now. But yeah,
thanks.
And Pattaya is still just as wild, even worse probably. I remember the drama with John and our nights down there and roaming around in Bangkok, and yeah, that was. What's your favorite memory about here?
The food.
The food.
Nah, the club date was popping, man. Especially you bringing me out and me being the first international DJ coming there. And I was going around. I was in Germany, Austria, Switzerland. I had been a lot of places, but I hadn't been that far. So Far East, it was love, man. Again, thank you, man. That was love to come there and rock out, bro.
You were one of the first DJs that I thought of. You and Jeff and Cash, and I brought all of them out here. And Jeff, up until pandemic came every year for like probably 12, 15 years straight. He always tells me it's my favorite place in the world to come. Although he doesn't like Pattaya either. I remember my first time taking him down there. Him and Mad Skills were shocked to say the least. Shocked. They were
Shocked,
walking
huh?
down walking street going, this is insane. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the craziest place we've ever seen. And challenging skills to eat scorpions and bugs and just that was there was I've had many moments with many DJs down in that town, and
Uh-huh.
it never ceases to amaze. But you were the first one I brought down there, and I'll never forget it.
It's on
My
YouTube, as a
boys
matter of fact.
my boy sold that hotel. Oh, it's on you. The video's on YouTube. You put video
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. A while ago. It's been up for 20 some odd years now. Yeah,
Oh,
20,
I gotta
22
look for
years.
that. I gotta look for
Yeah, it's
that.
been up.
And
You're on it talking about it's the wildest effing place around.
wow, I gotta look for that footage and add it to the comments on this video. Yeah, I mean that was 2003. It's been I mean the scene has changed, and there are so many hip hop clubs down there now. It's
Mm,
ridiculous.
wow.
Yeah, it's and the kids, are all into hip hop now.
That's what's up.
I remember having DJs telling me I was crazy and hip hop's never going to be a thing out here, and yeah, now it's everywhere. It's all over the place. Some people still
Hmm.
recognize me from being here 25 years, and some kids have no idea what I've helped build out here. I mean, when you were here, Q Bar had barely just gotten street lights, I think. It was
I
still
remember
pretty
that.
dark back there.
I
Soy
remember that.
11, if you look up any videos on YouTube on Soy 11 now, there's probably 40 clubs on that street. It's crazy.
Wow.
There's so many clubs over there. It's the hottest club district in all of Bangkok, practically.
I'm sure.
Um, Things have changed so much, and
Yeah.
I appreciate you for being one of the founders, because you were one of the
Nah.
founders of Philly, and
Hey.
I forget my roots, you know,
Never. I already know.
you know.
You hit me up, and I was like, really, Bangkok. I was like, well, this is gonna be dope. Dope. I didn't know what to expect, but the experience was life changing. It was just like, wow, wow. I mean, I thought it was crazy. Pattaya was nuts. I mean, I'm into seeing different things, and the sunset. I saw the sunset on the video we watched yesterday. That was incredible. That's very memorable. We was eating outside, and the sun was just going. It was like, whoop, gone. We were like, what the hell? That was crazy.
Late nights and early mornings in Pattaya were epic back then. Yeah, my boy sold that hotel. Yeah, things have changed, but yeah, I mean now they've legalized gambling out here, and marijuana. It's legal
I
out
heard
here
about that.
now,
I heard about
and
that.
oh, it's a party. You can't walk down Soy 11 without getting high anymore. It's just like the secondhand smoke is like walking through a Cypress Hill concert. It's
That's
like,
crazy.
and yeah, and there's a dispenser. They opened 5,000 dispensaries in 1 year.
Wow.
We're going on like our second, third year of legalization now, and
Hmm.
there's dispensaries every 5 feet, especially on Soy 11. All the trucks that were out on the streets, food trucks and liquor trucks. Now they're all weed trucks. So
Say
yeah,
word.
it's time for another visit
Wow.
out here sometime. Yeah,
Yes,
things are crazy.
sir.
I
Yes,
got
sir.
DJ Jam is on his way out here. Jam from
For
Dog
sure.
Pound.
I just talked to him. I talked to him last summer. We were talking.
Yeah,
When I
he's
was
coming
when I
back out here. And I'm still trying. It's international DJs are just getting back out here since pandemic, and the club
was
scene is starting to get back to
get
what it
rolling again.
was.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're starting to get rolling. I'm looking for a new home. I was just at the Holiday Inn, and I was just running 4 nightclubs for a company out here, but that just stopped. So now I'm looking for new frontiers. But I'm also doing music. I don't know if you've heard Pot Thai Sound System. I'll send you.
Yeah.
I'm rapping now.
Ah.
It's trying to get out there and do some of this hip hop stuff while I still got it in me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Pad Thai Sound System is going worldwide. I just put out a new single last Friday. Already got featured on the front page of Apple Music and in their top 25 independent hip hop artists. Working with my man Shantae out of some place called Brooklyn, and I'm signed to Soul Spasm Records. Yeah,
That's
so
dope.
I'm
Okay.
on Soul Spasm now, so I'm still doing that. Are you still putting out any tunes? I mean, you work with KRS-One, and
Hmm.
that was epic. And y'all haven't done anything lately. Any new artists you're making beats
Nah,
for, or
making making music, yes, because I mean, I'm in my studio actually now. I just built this joint like about 4 months ago, brand new studio. So yeah, she's looking I'll spin it around. She's looking pretty good.
oh wow,
So
that's a big
yeah,
studio.
yeah. I'll let you check out the little your boy. So yeah, man, I'm making a couple moves here with it, This joint is well done, Took me a while, but I'm down here creating daily. So I'm making tracks, traveling, of course, but I also did a film. It's called Check the Run. And my partner and I, Tim Matter, we just finished it like 2 years ago. So we're looking now for a home, like for streaming, is what we're looking to do with it now to get this thing out. It's got some licensing stuff in it, music and whatnot that we got to get cleared up. But I'm knocking on the door with that, and I got like everybody's in it. Cash is in it, Jeff is in it. So we're telling, that basically that we're going back to that time from the late '80s to the late '90s, that golden era. So we're just
Of course.
encapsulating everything, and KRS-One is in it, Rakim is in it. I got a bunch of people, bunch of names. Big Daddy Kane, it's a lot. Quam is in it. So we got the heavy hitters in it. So it's a doc basically talking about basically what you just said, like why it became what it is. Grandmaster Caz is in it, Cold Crush is in it. We got Melly Mel, cats talking about Caz, Cool Herc, Flash, DST, Grand Wizard Theodore. I mean, we hit the DJs, we hit the MCs. And it's like, okay, what got you into hip hop? What made you start doing hip hop? Boom, boom, boom. And I got them candidly, JDL from Cold Crush, like, look, this is why it wasn't about the money. It was blah, 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 and they coming for it, with on the party tip. And those were our big brothers, you know what I mean? Cool Mo D, those cats, they were all our big brothers, cats that we looked up to when I was in, school, like, yo, you hear this tape? Oh my God, Busy B versus Kumo D, da 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 da. I was in school when that stuff came in. I was just like, I was a shorty, so I'm just listening to that and inspired. You know what I mean? The Flash came with, Flash to the beat. I'm like, this is incredible.
We
Like,
had we
I
had
want to.
Flash out here. He's been out here
I'm
a couple
sure.
times actually. I just had a conversation, Facebook chat the other day with Donald
Mhm.
D, and he
That's
just put
folks
out a
right
new
there.
album. He sent me his new album, and I'm like, wow, it's a new album out of you. And I did a single for Ice T in the Sony Music Archive out of Australia for a
Hmm.
company there. So I did a song for that. I'll have to send you. Yeah, so apparently that song is going to be on his new TV show, Coco Love Chanel.
Oh, get
So
out!
yeah,
Nice.
so yeah, my music is making it into a couple movie soundtracks and TV shows and things like this, and
That's what's
it's
up.
it's amazing to me because it's taken me a long time to actually do this, because I've
Hmm.
been doing it out in Bangkok silently for a while, but now with the internet, we're trying to go worldwide like you have. But yeah, and I'm still trying to put together shows and still trying to do things out here. But yeah, and they launched Def Jam out here, which my partner was involved with. The one Shanti, Brooklyn Shanti's still doing his thing, and
Hmm.
he's going to India, and we're working on music together. So we'll see what happens on that front. I'm hoping to hear something new out of you. You know,
Oh, you
uh,
getting it? You definitely
your
get it. Well,
your
me and my part.
the Volume 9 mixtape is still rocking in my car.
Volume 9. Wow. I got to
yeah,
update you. Get you to like 16, 17. I got to get you up
yeah.
there. 9
How
is
many
like
of those did you
legend.
end up doing?
There was like 16 of them. I
16.
did 16.
I think I have a few of them on MP3, but that Volume 9 was the one that came out on a burned CD. It was like I went to Sound to Market and they were like, "Yeah, we got CDs now, mixtape CDs," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, this is Tat's latest on CD." And it didn't have a cover, nothing. It just had a
Nope.
piece of paper with your logo. I tried to look
You
for
said
it
like,
earlier. I know I got it around here somewhere, but
nah, it's cool.
I opened up the CD and it had handwritten Volume 9, and I
Yep.
was like, "This is going to be the first CD mixtape I've ever seen in my life." And and my boy uh, had just gotten a CD burner from Jedi
hmm
Mind Tricks, and they
hmm
were like, "Yeah, we can make CDs now." And I was like, "Whoa, where did you get all the money for that?" That was like big time back in the day. This huge
Yeah.
clunky CD burner, and that was like, okay, now we can all start making our own things. And
Facts.
yeah, that was like the start. I couldn't believe it. It was life changing. And
I
now
was
I
the
got all
first.
these CDs around the house, and they're all like the people don't even know what a CD is anymore.
Right. I was the first one out here to make it, to make a CD, a mixed CD. Everybody was just, their mouths were on the floor. I had a DJ. I can't say his name. That's my guy. I walked in the store and I had like a stack of CDs, and I just put them on the counter. And he walked. He was like, he spun around. He was like, I don't, how the fuck do you? How do you do it? He was like, how do you do it? And I was making jokes, and he was serious. And I looked at him like, all right, bro, calm down. I,
Yeah.
I got you if you really want to do it. But I was the first one to drop a CD out here. I mean, they were doing it in New York, but I was the first one in Philly to drop a CD. And they were like,
How
all
were
right,
you
well,
doing the samples? I was always like, how is he getting the NBA the NBA
oh
Jam
my.
and Ace Ventura and Mortal Kombat in with the mix? Like, because nowadays we got all these buttons and stuff to
hmm
mix everything up, put in our samples and everything. But this was 95, and I was like, how was he doing that? Like, you and Spin Bad were like the first couple guys where I was like mind blown. Like, where
yeah,
are they getting
ingenuity.
how
Ingenuity. So
like
I'm gonna enlighten you real quick, because I mean, now we got, S9s and 11s and all this stuff, and
yeah.
it's got it right on there. So I was just being creative, and I just thought about it, right? So at the time, I was just like, I want my logo, my name coming up, my little junk popping, tap money, some DJ, and I was just like, how can I do it? Well, I got a Studio 440, I had a drum machine, right? So I ran the drum machine, my turntables, everything through my track machine. So I had like a 8 track Tascam board that Chubb Rock talks about when just the two of us. We had the same board. We talk all the time. He wants my board and he wants my Studio 440. But I'm
So you
like,
were using like an 808 but how were you recording the samples off your VHS tapes?
no. So the samples were in my drum machine. They were in my 440. I had them already in the machine. So I had them recorded already. DJ, he's on fire. You had all that stuff in there already. Oh my, all that. That was
But
already in there.
oh, it was already in that.
I
No,
have it in my drum machine. So I had to
because
load it
but
like a
did
like a
did you
kick
get
or
it from the
snare.
video game directly, or you recorded it?
Oh,
How'd
that's
you
what you
record it from the video games? And like, because
that
that back then that was Genesis. It was
yeah,
Sega
yeah,
Genesis back then,
yeah.
and and like the Ace Ventura samples. I was
Yeah.
like,
So
how is he doing that? Is he setting up a mic to his TV, or using the
absolutely.
that's what it was. It was your
Absolutely.
RCA outs from your TV.
Yeah.
Because back
So
in
I
the
had a
day, my dad had, after we got insurance money from our house burning down, my dad bought a badass Sansui system, and
Mm-hmm.
I discovered that I can record from the TV to the TV RCA outs to the tape recorder and record off Yo MTV Raps all my favorite songs.
That's what's
I
up.
told Fat Five Freddy this when he was out here. He was like, "You were doing what?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would record directly off Yo MTV Raps because I was, when I recorded off the radio, the sound quality wasn't very good, but off the TV, it was way
It's
better
popping.
to record off the videos.
Mm-hmm.
My DJ dual cassette days."
Yeah, that's what's up. It's ingenuity, man. I mean, I record, so you know what I mean. That's what I do. So it was
That's
like,
what I always thought, but I was like, is he playing this video game and recording the whole thing? Like, it blew my mind at the time. Like, yeah, and yeah, that was inspiration, like crazy, crazy.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. When I DJ, right? So I'm DJing. I would have the 440, the drum machine, in the back of my turntables. So I'd be, if I did a fly mix, I'd be like, DJ, and I'm hitting it at the same time. I'm just boom, 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 and I'm just hitting the button. I'm DJing, boom, boom. Oh my! I would just,
So
do
you were
some,
doing
yeah,
this
yeah,
before Serato, before any of this, any
yeah.
of these
It,
sampling machines. Wow,
I just felt
wow.
like, I mean, it was just energy. You know what I mean? When you're making like a CD or a tape, whenever we made a so-called tape, you got to put the energy into it. It just can't be a bunch of songs just lapped together. That's just not what goes. So I would sit down, and me and my cousin, watch me. He would just sit down and watch me make a masterpiece. And I'd put the songs together like, this blends with this better. These BPMs go with these BPM. You know what I mean? And this sounds better. And then I would just line them all up. Obviously, it was before Serato. So I'd line the records up, and I'd have them right next to me. Just, I'd have them out the sleeve, ready to go. So I'd have them all set, and I might do a trial run, and I'll just record it. So I recorded to a DAT, and then from there, I'd listen back, and you could tell. I could tell if the feeling wasn't there. I wasn't like in it all the way. I'm like, I'm gonna switch these couple things around. Boom, 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 and I get the proper combination. Again, it's a masterpiece you're putting together. You're not just It's not like a jukebox. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
not just
you
going,
had you
oh,
had drops like the radio, like recorded drops from Method Man or Redman or
mm-hmm,
anything like that, and I was like, this is wild. I mean, I was imagining like, okay, he's like Kid Capri has a stack of records next to him, and I used to see him fly through those,
yeah,
and I was like, okay, that's how these guys. Because back then there were no DJ schools like there are now.
right,
There was nobody. There was no online courses to learn how to DJ.
no, no,
It's not. I couldn't go on to like Pirate Bay and download the top 20. We were stealing records and yeah, Sound of Market. I'm sure hated everybody stealing so many damn records out of that place.
I've
You
heard.
know, we had the baggy, bubble goose. Like, hey, okay, the jerseys. Like, okay, we can fit a 40 and a vinyl up our asses in our Echo jeans and shit. Yeah, that you had to really, and everybody I knew that had turntables practically stole them from somewhere.
Oh
You
wow,
know, nobody could afford that stuff back then when we were
yeah,
kids. Like like my own DAT machine. Wow, like I didn't discover those until I got into radio with DAT tapes and learning quality. Like I hear DJs out here now that don't understand quality rips. They're
oh
playing
man,
YouTube rips at 98. When you get into the
hmm
club, it sounds horrible. You know,
and
um,
that was
some
my advantage. That was
yeah,
my advantage. I mean, because I was DJing first, and then I, became a pro at it and started making records, recording, and then the mixtape game came, and it was like, well, I was making mixtapes back in the day, in the '80s. I was making mixtapes, and we dub them here or there. When the double cassette deck came out, that's when it got popular. But I mean, I still got tapes from back then, and I was just like, the game people want this. They want really. Well, I'm a pro at this. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get them like a real studio performance here. Then we're gonna bring it, boom, boom. We're gonna drops and all kind of
yeah.
stuff. You know what
And
I mean?
I couldn't understand where the new stuff was coming from either. Because like before I got into the game at Rough House and Loud and working with the Roots and
Hmm.
getting advanced copies of things or demo tapes of things that I had not, I didn't know about this stuff. Like I was always listening to you and all the New York mixtape, Mr. C and all those tapes. Like,
Hmm.
where's it? This is before the internet, so it was like, oh, this is the new. Even before it came out on radio, I was
Yep.
like, oh, this is the new Red and Meth. And one, I didn't know those guys teamed up, and two, where did this song come from? Like, how did you get this stuff? Like,
Well, here
you
was
were
the trick.
advancing on all of that before anybody.
My trick with that was basically I would come with it. It would be like a timing thing. I'd be like, all right, time to make a new one. And my cousin Chuck, again, rest in peace. He was like a big influence because I used to get my hair cut through him. I'd walk in and he'd be playing a mixtape. And I'm like, okay. He'd be like, yo, man. And he was like looking up to me. So he's like, yo, man, what's up? DJing no more? What's going on? He's cutting my hair. He's like, yo, what's up, man? And I'm sitting there just chilling with the apron over me, just chilling. And he's just like, yo, man, he's
The
having
Philly
conversation.
barbershops. The
Right.
barbershops, that's the foundation. See, I learned how to cut hair and was cutting hair in my fraternity house for money. So I never went to the barbershops to get that advanced knowledge.
Facts.
But
Facts.
yeah,
Same
yeah,
here.
the
So that so,
barbershops.
so then he was like, yo, the mixtape game is kind of big. Like it's this guy, it's that guy. And I'm just sitting there listening. He's like, well, I know my cuz you can kill it. I know you can kill it. And I wasn't in the game at the time. I was doing music. I was just, whatever, coming off a couple of different albums with Quam or whatever. And he's like, won't you, he's like, I'm gonna let you hear something. He played one. I was like, what? I'm like, this dude is talking. New shit, new shit. And I'm like, that's not, that's not, that's not DJing. What the fuck is that? So I'm like, new shit? That shit's gonna be old 10 years from now, 5 years from now. You're gonna hear the new shit, then it's gonna be old. Once it comes out, it's gonna be old shit. So you ain't got nothing to it. There's no skills, there's nothing. I'm like, all right, you know what? We're gonna bring it back to the skills. I'm a skilled DJ. I'm gonna bring it
DJ
back.
Clue.
Well, I mean, I wasn't talking about him in particular, but okay. If that's the case, the shoe fits wear. But I'm just saying, at that time, you got to bring the skills to the table. If you're DJing, you got to DJ. I called that hosting, to be honest. That was hosting, so it wasn't DJing. I mean, God bless him. He did well with it. I mean, he's in the craft or whatever. I know him, but he did well. He killed it. He
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
did, and he
No.
kicked the doors in for a lot of
I
people. To
bought
be
I
honest,
bought all his tapes.
yeah, he had a lot of great stuff on there. But like I said, if you're not, I got blends on my shit like DJ Juice. Not knocking nobody. I'm just saying that's his style. Rock on.
No, that
But I
was
mean,
back
like my
then. That was it. Yeah, that's why
like
you were so different. And it was like, from everybody else I heard screaming new shit. Because also back then, when I would get new stuff, I would add them to my mixtapes. And
hmm
when I was making them just from my fraternity house or my own personal tape deck,
yeah.
and I would steal cuts because when you did your mix CDs, you separated all the tracks so you could hit the button and forward to the next track if you wanted to. And it only had the 2-3 minute cut. So when I was DJing or doing the parties in my fraternity house,
hmm
DJing on CDs, because we didn't have the money for turntables, we had
So
CDs.
yeah, yeah.
So I would hit it and cue this song up and play this song, and I didn't have anybody screaming new shit over the first 3 seconds of the track. So that was
Right, right.
also one of the reasons I love your mix CDs and tapes because it was easy for me to cue up the CD and be like, okay, I can play regular CDs, but then I could throw on one of your jams off of one of your CDs, and people would be like, "What's this song? I ain't heard this
Right,
before." You
right.
know,
And that that's
um,
that was the money right there. And then I put the indexes in there because again, I pioneered the whole CD game here.
yeah.
So people were like, how the what the like how? Tell me how. I mean, people were literally standing in front of me, and they were like, "Yo, Tap Money CDs are $12.99. Everything else is $10.99." I was like, "Okay, wow, we got to bring this price thing down some, because I don't want it to be. I don't want to outprice the market." So
Yeah. No,
I hooked it up.
they got a lot of my money at a Funko Martin Sound and Market. They did get a lot of my money back in the day.
Yeah, and the thing
Except,
about it too, they stole my
yeah,
CDs, so people were rebuying them 2 and 3 times, which was a great thing. So again, that was a testament of the craftsmanship that was put into it. I mean, that's what you name names, Cash and Jeff and myself. That's what we do. We coming with that heat, man. I mean, it's this. I'm a DJ. You know what I mean? When you
Philly
see me
was
on that set,
pioneers.
yeah,
People
I'm
don't
not playing.
realize. People don't realize nobody. Everybody now wants to be a DJ.
Facts, yeah,
But they set up their turntables in the Cash Money style, as he's always reminded me. Um, and the things they do, sampling things and cutting
hmm
things up. Everything that they do comes back to the foundations of what we used to do. And I
Facts.
always wanted to get into it, but it wasn't until Thailand that I could afford my own turntables. But I've considered myself a DJ because I did radio, so I come from the old school of being
Hey,
a radio. Because to me, that was the pinnacle. If you were on
facts.
radio, you really made it. Like you were a
hmm
radio DJ and you had the voice. And my dad did a little radio when he was younger, and he was like, "Yeah, this is what you want to be, Wolfman Jack. You want to be, Lady B. You want to be like, all these old school radio DJs that have that voice and and and
hmm
and and have that gift of gab and talk." And then it's around your time it changed. It was all like the DJ's got to have skills now on top of all
hmm
that.
Yes,
And
sir.
I was never there with the skills of you or Jeff or Cash, but I was always on the cusp of, okay, this is the hot music, this is what I got to get out there and teach people. And it's one of the
hmm
reasons I came over here is because well, now I'm sure Jen Su from Fox
I'm not.
29. The Asian entertainment reporter on Fox 29 is a girl named Jen Su. She's one of the ones that I listened to the radio out here, my first trip here, and heard the Roots, and called up the station and was like, "Hey, I'm a radio DJ." And she's like, "Come on down, I want to meet you." She's going back to Philly now, and she's on TV every day. She'll be at the Super Bowl. She's at the Oscars, the Grammys, all that. I want to get her on the show as well
That's
to
what's up.
talk about, like, to see that evolution. Now she's taking over Philly. Like, she's on your
Get out.
TV every day doing entertainment reporting. And
Is
that's
she out?
that's
She she from there?
well, she's from China. She's from China and then moved to Thailand and became a TV personality, a radio show host, and she did music. She sang. And then she moved to
Nice.
South Africa and did the same thing. And then she went back home to Philly. So, because she's a Philly
Dope.
girl. Like,
Dope.
seeing all that and how, things have changed so much, and how I've brought so many DJs out here that have seen this side of the world, but it all started with you. So I had to have you on the show to talk about that. And
Man,
I
it's so
appreciate that, man. From Hilltop Hustlers to Steady Bugle C, to coming out here and still knowing and talking to you and following each other on what we do on Facebook. It's been
hmm
amazing. It's been an amazing
so
journey. I thank you so much for being a part of the adventures of Travelin' Matt. Yeah, it's been great to see you and talk to you and catch up with you, because I know we ain't seen each other in a long time. We'll have
for
to change
sure.
that. We'll have to change that. I'll stay in touch.
Word up.
And I appreciate you coming on the show. Yeah, this has been a great hour-long conversation going through both of
Yes,
our
sir.
histories, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
Um,
you, man. Appreciate that Eagles green you got on. You still repping. You repping the hood. I already feel
Always,
that,
you could
I
take me
feel
out of Philly, but you can never take the Philly out of me.
that.
From
I already know.
Temple University made to to getting my ass out here. Like I'll always rep Philly. I'm always proud of where I come from. I'm always proud of the DJs that brought
Hmm.
me to this game. And from being the B101 Bumblebee to to getting on the radio out here, and now this YouTube thing. We'll see. Spread the word. Tell people to subscribe, like, and ring that little bell. And hopefully we're gonna be ringing the Liberty Bell with the Super Bowl in just a few weeks.
Oh,
Go
we got this.
Birds!
We
Go
got this. Go
Birds!
Birds. We got
You
this.
know.
We got this.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man.
For sure.
I,
Pleasure's all mine.
I'll be in touch soon, and thank you for joining me on my show.
My brother, totally appreciate it, man. Traveling Matt. Love is
Salute
love,
to
bro.
you once again. Saudi Cop. You remember how we do it out here. All right,
For
brother.
sure.
I'm gonna end the recording, and we're gonna talk again real soon. All right.
All right, Matt. One
Thanks
love,
for
baby.
joining me. Peace,
No
love.
doubt. Peace. Peace.